Hello students, so today we're going to look at solving radical equations, the very first day of it. What we're going to do is we're going to apply our knowledge of roots and exponents to solve equations. Some needs you're going to need, notes, pen or a pencil, and then some kind of calculator that you can use. Solving equations, it involves getting the variable alone. Usually it's going to be an x. Using inverse operations, we've used adding and subtracting, multiplying and dividing. We've done square roots and squareds. We're also going to do cubes and cube roots today, and using reciprocal fractions. Then checking your work and your solutions, making sure they both work in there. Very first one, let's jump into the gate. Cube root of x minus 9 equals negative 1. So before you start messing with this and doing cube roots, get that alone. So either add or subtract or multiply and divide first. So let's add 9. Let's get rid of that 9 first. We're going to be left with the cube root of x, negative 1 plus 9, 8. Now, opposite of a cube root. Right, cubing. So let's cube this side, but remember, if you do it to that side, just like a balance beam, you got a cube on the other side. So that's going to cancel that out, and we're going to be left with an x. 8 cubed. 8 cubed, well, that is simple. That is 512. Now, what you're going to want to do in your little calculator, you're going to want to do the cube root of 512 minus 9. Cube root of 512, well, that's just 8. Negative 1, and that does equal negative 1. That is good. This can happen. You can get extraneous solutions, extra solutions that don't work. That's why we're going to check every single one on these problems. Let's try this one. Let's solve this. So, first things first, don't touch this. This needs to stay here for a little while. Let's get rid of all the other stuff around. So, let's add or subtract first. So, let's subtract first. 11 minus 7, that's 4. Now, get rid of that 2 first. Don't touch this. Let's divide by 2. That is a 2. Now, this 3 and this x, that's underneath the radical, so we can't touch them until we cube both sides. So we're now going to have x minus 3 on that side. 2 cubed, 8. Add 3. X equals 11. Now off to the side here. Let's check it. So 2 cube root of 11 minus 3 plus 7 equals 11. 2 times the cube root of 11 minus 3, that's 8 plus 7. Cube root of 8, that's just 2. 2 times 2, that's 4. And that's 11. Works perfectly. Hallelujah. Let's try this one. Now, don't be fooled. This one's actually very simple. It just kind of looks kind of scary right now. Notice how they're both under a radical. So we need to get rid of that first. So let's cube both sides. Gets rid of the radicals. So we're left with 2x plus 3 equals x minus 1. The radicands can be set equal to one another. Perfect. So now we can solve. So let's subtract x. It cancels over there. I get an x over there. Subtract 3. X equals negative 4. Now let's make sure it works on both sides here. So cube root of 2 times negative 4 plus 3. All that is the cube root of negative 8 plus 3, which is the cube root of negative 5. Let's see what the other side gives me. Cube root of negative 4 minus 1, which is the cube root of negative 5. They match. Wonderful. I have checked it out. It has worked. Caution. Look, there's a big caution symbol. I bet something's going to happen in this one. Let's be careful. Very first thing, don't subtract that 1 because that's not going to help you at all. Let's get rid of this square root over here. So let's square that side and square this side. Now, let's not make mistakes. X plus 1 squared. Let's write that as x plus 1, x plus 1. I got rid of radical and my squared, so I'm left with 7x plus 15 over here. X plus 1 times x plus 1, if we FOIL that out, we'll get x squared, 1x, 1x, 1. 7x plus 15 over there. We got x squared plus 2x plus 1 equals 7x plus 15. Doesn't look like we're getting very far, does it? Let's get that equal to 0. So let's subtract 7x. And let's subtract 15 too. We're going to get x squared minus 5x minus 14 equals 0. Now you're saying, Miss Marsh, this problem, it doesn't seem to finish. What can we do? Well, I have a square root. Or I have a squared. 3 terms. Here comes Mr. Factoring. So let's do the AC method. My AC is negative 14. I need 2 numbers that multiply to give me negative 14, but add together to give me negative 5. Negative 7 and a positive 2. So let's rewrite my middle term. Let's box this baby. It looks like I have negative 7 going this way, an x going that way, an x going this way, and a 2 going that way. So x minus 7, x plus 2 equals 0. So if I set these both equal to 0, x needs to be 7, and x needs to be negative 2. Wonderful. Now, we're not done. You're saying, what? We still need to check. So I have 7 plus 1, well that's just 8. So this side over here, that's got to be 8. So the square root of 7 times 7 plus 15, 8 equals square root of 49 plus 15. 49 plus 15, that's just 64. Square root of 64 is 8. So 7 checks out perfectly. Let's check that negative 2, shall we? So negative 2 plus 1. It's right up here. Negative 2 plus 1, well, that's just negative 1. Square root of 7 times negative 2 plus 15. Negative 1 equals the square root of negative 14 plus 15. Negative 1 equals the square root of negative 4 plus 15. That's 1. Negative 1 equals 1. Oh, no, that doesn't work. So, that is an extraneous solution. No fault of your own. It just doesn't work. It's just a hiding solution that doesn't work. So you're going to want to check your work. Make sure it does work and be very careful with those numbers. It can happen that you will mess up. Be very, very careful with that. That is the end of the video of day 1 of solving radical equations. See you later, dudes.